I've had a couple of systems I've talked about and that I think are worthy of bringing up in this hearing. First of all, Admiral Richardson, what is your current requirement for aircraft carriers?
Sir, the 2016 Force Structure Assessment lists 12 aircraft carriers.
I understand that you're now talking about giving consideration to taking out the USS Harry Truman. Now, my first question to you is, why would you, it's my understanding that over for 22 days last summer, there's not a single aircraft carrier strike group deployed. Right now, we know that we have a need to take out, I guess, the Truman. You could characterize that as being in midlife at this time, to take that out of the system when you have something then that can actually change our deficiency from 2 to 1. In other words, come up with 11 as opposed to 10. So what would motivate that decision?
Chairman, thanks for that question. I like to think of the budget submission as particularly with respect to the Truman, as a bit of a discussion centering around 3 elements of the budget. One is that we have indeed proposed not refueling the Harry S. Truman at her midlife, so that we can take those funds and invest them into advanced technologies, all with the idea of increasing naval power into the future. Our budget, as I said in my opening statement, is forward-leaning into those technologies.
But that would have the result of bringing our numbers down.
It would indeed,
by
sir.
1 additional.
Yes, sir.
Period.
And so the third leg of that stool, Chairman, is really important, which is that we've got a force structure assessment currently underway, and the combatant commanders are also studying their requirements for O-plans.
Now, when is that due?
This is due later on this year, and so if we need to, it's early enough in the program that we can reverse this decision. I think it's about $16 million, $17 million in the budget year. We are ready to readdress that if these studies show
I think that may happen because we're going to be, of course, we're going into our reauthorization, and that would be one thing that's, I've heard. I'm not the only one who questions that decision, and you'll have a chance to respond more because I know others are interested in that. Let me, Secretary Spencer, the question that obviously our favorite subject is, when do you project that all 11 weapons elevators on the Ford would be ready to be accepted by the Navy?
Mr. Chairman, as you know, this is a subject of great interest to me. What we're looking at right now is when she sails from her post-shakedown availability. Right now scheduled to be October. We've taken 2 deliveries since we last talked. We're making progress. We're working with contractors. Application and resources are being applied, and rest assured, attention is focusing down on it.
Okay, well, let's just be sure that we're clear here. There are other areas of underperformance, as you're fully aware, such as the catapults, the resting gear, radar, the propulsion plant. They're going to have to demonstrate reliability at the same point that we'd be looking at the weapons elevators. Isn't that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
And that was going to be July of this year, 2019.
That is correct. There are other items that are pushing the availability out, such as the main thrust bearings, propulsion, and just the whole general PSA schedule.
And that now is going out to October, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. How confident are you that this is going to take place by October? Now's a good time to express that.
It certainly is. Chairman, I am fairly confident. This is new technologies. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but I will tell you that we're confident working with the contractor that this is the goal, that we will get the Ford out the door in October.
I think that's a good idea because we've scheduled a meeting for October, so we'll have a chance to look at that. I
will call up the CO and we'll have lunch on the ship.
Okay. Now, and one other system here, because I know there's some discussion on the CH-53K replacing the CH-53E, and I'd like to get kind of an update on that. It could be from you or from any of the other witnesses.
Let me start, and I'm more than happy to have the Commandant weigh in if he has other comments. I think that you remember this has always been a program since I've been on board that we've kept an eye on. As of this winter, it was not progressing to the speed that I thought was appropriate, nor our acquisition folks. We are having some negotiations with the prime supplier, Lockheed Martin Sikorsky. Just most recently, Mr. Chairman, sat down with the leadership of Lockheed Martin, and we have, quote-unquote, aligned our priorities as partners.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. You have new leadership there, you have a different corporate setting that we did before, and that has to be taken into consideration. Yeah, we're going to stay with our timing on this round. Senator Reed.